Hi, my name is Dave Ka, and I worked at AOL from 1994 until 2004.
Right on. So, when was the first time that you saw or used a computer?
I first saw a computer sometime in the 80s, or used a computer sometime in the 80s. I remember the first computer that we had in the house was an Osborne 1. It was a luggable computer. It was supposed to be portable. Had a tiny little screen. In order to see all 80 columns of the screen, you had to hold down Control and use the arrow keys to shift the screen so you could see the other side of the screen.
I used to have an Osborne, and I got it like later in life, and I remembered that command, but I would not remember the keyboard command like you do. So what's the first time that you owned a computer, and how did you get it?
I got the first computer I owned was mine alone. It was a Macintosh SE, and I got that in about I was a class of 1990. I got that in 1989 in high school in New York at some kind of shady-looking electronics store. And I remember I took that thing home, and one of my dad's friends was like, "Oh yeah, we can put a hard drive in that. We don't need 2 floppy drives. We can run that off a hard drive." So I think he got maybe a 2 or 3 megabyte hard drive. Got it installed in a way, and I could still keep my 2 floppy drives. It was great. I could boot System 6 off of that, and then run the data off the other floppy drive, and then I have all my other on the hard drive. It was great.
All right, the next one's a little deeper. How has technology changed your life?
You might want to pause that. I mean, that's pretty broad. So technology, I mean, it's always been a focus of my life. Like when I was growing up in high school, my dad ran a BBS, and I was always messing around with that. I was writing code for that, writing my own backdoors into the system, and that probably led to me going to AOL, and that led to me going to any other jobs I went to in the future. But being exposed to that early, I think, was really useful, and certainly seeing the modems and seeing the way culture kind of grew up around BBSs and then switched to kind of internet culture. It was all part of that.
I've got to say that you're the first person that said their dad ran a BBS. And I'm wondering if I ever connected to it,
You might have Liverpool Express.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. What do you expect from future technology? Which direction do you see it going?
Well, I mean, clearly technology is going social. Like, that is a direction that is going to continue kind of pushing the limits of what is probably a good idea or not. But it's going to be social. It's going to be a lot more social. I also see it it's going to also go heavily in the direction of AI. We're going to see AI take over a lot of stuff that we just don't want to do or need to do. And ideally, it'd be great to see it work out good, but I also think we should be careful about it. There should be someone paying attention to
make sure Skynet doesn't happen.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's possible to prevent, but it'd be nice if someone was at least attempting to prevent it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's folks somewhere doing it. All right. What did you not see coming?
Well, I mean, I didn't really see Facebook coming. Like, I was on 6 Degrees of Separation, and I thought it was a real neat idea, but I didn't think you would ever convince enough people to join a network like that. Like, it just seemed too niche. It was like, and it's probably growing up in the BBS era and running BBS kind of stuff where it was like, I don't think the mainstream is ready to go and join a network and be friends with other people on the network. It was always a weird group of nerds, and I didn't realize the mainstream was really going to pick up on that.
So here's the last question. How did AOL change your life?
It gave me a shitload of money, and I was really happy about the opportunity it gave me to kind of work in corporate industry and see how that worked, and then B, take that money and go live in a van in New Zealand for a year, plus or minus a year.
So you're one of my good friends that took that money and did it to go get life experiences away from technology. You know what I mean? You really did. You took it so that you could get, away from it to a point.
Yeah, no, when I went to New Zealand, I took a laptop with me, but I pretty much cut myself off of the technology tree, and I didn't play video games. I wasn't really doing anything more than keeping in touch with the people that I needed to keep in touch with. But it was nice. It was nice to be able to live that life, and I don't know if anyone's ever going to live that type of life again. Like, there'll probably be some freaks that decide to go out and get themselves off the grid and disconnected. But I don't think that's something we're going to see as much of anymore. And it was one of those things. It was worth well more than the amount of money I put into it. I have no regrets on the amount of money.
And I've got to tell you, I've met lots and lots of different people throughout my life, as I know you have too, right? I don't know anybody that took technology, gained from it, and then got away from it as far as you did. And I just got to say I respect the hell out of you for that, man, because it's something that I wish I would have done. So one more thing, go ahead and introduce yourself one more time.
All right, yeah, my name's David Ka. I started working at AOL in 1994. I finished 2004. I have dabbled in technology on and off throughout my life. I like being away from it. I like being connected to it. There's nothing better or worse than technology.
Thank you for your time, partner.
Thank you.